OM2 Holdings builds fintech companies together with entrepreneurs and partners who will transform how people and enterprises finance, transact, and interact. Joining us now with more on this is Daniel Ben Yehuda, CEO of OM2 Holdings.
Daniel, thank you for coming here.
It was a pleasure.
We'd like to hear more about OM2, but before, I'm interested to learn a little bit more about your background as a serial impact entrepreneur, social impact entrepreneur, and maybe if you have some tips for other entrepreneurs in the social impact space.
So, thank you, Ziv. I've been always focused on trying to create an impact. So not only businesses that make money, but they do good at the same time. It's all about trying to find that right intention when you build a company. And if, as a tips for entrepreneurs trying to build social ventures, it will be, first of all, starting with the right intention, making sure that your partners and your investors share that intention as a northern star that you aim towards and work towards. If you don't have that, it will break along the way, and challenges will happen as you grow. One more thing, obviously, as well, is aiming for a pressing challenge with a huge market. That's obviously something that every company needs, but in the case of social ventures, you get the same, you get a much larger impact if you aim for a huger market or a larger market. And of course, that's what you're trying to achieve. The more the opportunity is big.
So can you give us an example from your past, let's say Lumos?
So I was involved in setting up a company called Lumos, which was doing solar home systems in West Africa. Basically, it's like a leasing model on solar systems. The more systems we sold, the more connectivity people had to energy and electricity, changing the lives of people in Africa, and of course, using financial models to enable that. And technology, of course, is under it all.
Amazing. So, other than sort of the social impact, as CEO of OM2 Holdings, what are you looking for when investing in startups?
So we look, first of all, at the larger trends, right? So the banks and the financial institutions are changing their roles in the world, and the way we consume financial services, we as individuals and we as companies consume financial services, is changing rapidly. And of course, we're looking as a fund, a tech-focused fund, we're looking for those technology platforms that can serve the players of the future. So if it's a bank in the future, or if it's a company providing a financial service, in any case, they'll need efficient technology to run that in a cost-effective way, and of course, support those future models of fintech of the future.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I know you're involved now in building a tech financing fund. Can you share a little bit more information about the model of how those kind of tech financing, tech study financing work, and what's the social impact that can come out of it?
Of course. So back to the need, right? If we start from there, there's demand in the market for like 85 million positions in the tech industry, right? If it's a QA, if it's a data scientist or an analyst, all of those positions require, obviously, qualified personnel. The markets are changing, right? And what we're trying to build now is a tech education impact fund, in a sense, that will provide financing for students that are looking into career changes and looking to find ways to enter this tech world from early positions. Of course, financing their studies, and afterwards helping them find a job. And the idea is around how do you create a model that makes financial sense, or let's say a creative financial model to support those students as they make the first steps into the market. It's all success-based. Student will pay only after he's successfully found a position that he's aiming for, and at the same time, the fund will be there to back him along the way.
So I think, I see a correlation between Lumos and this project. Basically, they're both financing projects, right? In both projects, you need to finance something which then afterwards would generate a constant yield, and that would create the impact. The impact would be that the change that you create for that person by basically providing the finance upfront for the needs that they have, right?
You're definitely bang on the spot. The idea is to create creative financial structures, innovation on the finance side that will support the change you want to see in the world.
The real change we want to see in the world. Amazing. Daniel Ben Yehuda, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Unicorn TV is brought to you by Symetria. Symetria offers ongoing liquidity management to attract and retain the best talents. Give your team the benefit they desire and deserve and win the competition over talents with Symetria.